Testing.
Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to the JoDa podcast.
Yeah, this is Joe.
That's Da. And with us is Coopur Cat. Yay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Coopur Cat. We thought we would introduce you, for those of you who have never met Coopur. We thought we would bring him on because he is as much part of the JoDa team as Joe and Da.
You learned a lot about us last week, and so today we're going to have you learn about the littlest and fuzziest one of the family.
The little. Coopur is just about to celebrate his anniversary with us.
Yes, we adopted him on February 27th from an animal shelter in Parma, Ohio. And he was 3 years old when we adopted him. Yeah. And that was back in 2013. Yeah. So we've had him for, he's 12 years old now. So 9 years. It'd been 9 years ago. Math is hard.
Now, Coopur came to us from a shelter, and I got a call from our friend Nimra, who was with her at the shelter. I got a call and said, Joe, you need to come to the shelter because, well, I think Amanda's fallen in love.
Uh-oh.
So tell us what happened.
So Joe and I talked about getting an animal for a while at that point. When we were first married, we had my mom's dog because she passed away, so we were taking care of that dog. And then we had another dog, but when we moved to Cleveland for him to go back to school, we couldn't bring the dogs with us because we were living in a really tiny one-bedroom apartment, 3 flights up, all stairs. Like, it was just not ideal. So we ended up rehoming those dogs. So at this point, we had been in Cleveland for a little bit, and we've been talking about getting a pet. And I have never picked out my own pet at all. It was always a family pet, and I was determined to pick out my own pet. And I was really anxious to get, I wanted a little gray cat is what I wanted. Mm-hmm. So my friend Nimra, who I worked with in Parma, she and I were driving around and going shopping and doing girly stuff. And I'm just like, let's just pop in at the shelter, and I just want to look. I'm just going to look.
Famous last words.
And so we went into the shelter, and I was looking at all the kittens and all the little gray cats, and I found this one little gray kitten that was so cute. And while I was there, all the cats were in their cages except for him. And he was walking around free, and they were saying, they called him Sunshine. So we call him Coopur. And we named him that because when you get him purring really good, he does this little
it's like a coo and a purr all rolled into one.
That's what he sounds like. So that's why we named him. I know, thank you. Yeah. I've been working on that. Not really. But that's why we named him Coopur. So anyway, but at the shelter they named him Sunshine, and at first I was like, that's kind of weird. He's an all black cat. Sunshine? It's really strange. But he was following me around as I was looking at all the cats, just being very patient and just watching me. And I took one of the little kittens and went into a little caged area where you could play with them. And I was sitting there playing with the little cage cat, and he was just sitting there outside the cage just watching me play with this other kitten. And so I looked at my friend Nimra, and I said, okay, take this kitten back. And I said, go ahead and just let him in. I'll play with him because I'm like, maybe he just wants some attention. And so she opened the door, and Coopur came right in, and he jumped right up on my lap, put his paws up on my chest, and just started kissing my face. And there was no words between us. I just looked up at my friend Nimra, and she just looked down at me, and she goes, I'll call Joe.
So I came, I met him, I fell in love too, and we took him home.
Yes.
And he has been our baby boy ever since.
Still to this day, I have never picked out my own pet. He picked me out.
Yeah. And Coopur is probably most like a dog. Yeah. More like a dog personality-wise than any cat I've ever seen. He's loving. He's never met a person he doesn't like. Mm-mm. He's just wants to be with his people all the time. And, you could see we're just holding him and loving on him. And he's a lap cat. And he loves to play and everything, even though he's handicapped.
Yes. As you can see, his little paws are kind of curved. Right here, both of his front paws are that way. The doctor thinks he has I can never remember it.
It's a Marfan syndrome.
Yeah,
like
but for
Abraham
cats.
Lincoln.
But for cats,
Abraham Lincoln had it.
But Go ahead, baby.
He has an elongated face a little bit.
Yeah.
And the ligaments in his paws kind of turned in. And even though that's happened, he still runs around, he still plays, he still eats, he still
gets into stuff.
Gets into stuff and everything. So, he does deal with some pain. There are, like, when the weather changes and mommy and daddy's arthritis is bad, his paws hurt him too. But he gets around great, and he still has a great quality of life. We recently had a bunch of teeth extracted on him because they were getting pretty bad. He had really long fangs. They were like saber-toothed tiger fangs.
Prehistoric looking fangs. They were huge.
But with that, they got dirty and rotten. Even though you clean them, cats' teeth, they get nasty.
But the thing that they think he has, we don't know for sure. It's one of those things where they can't really know for sure until they do an autopsy on him. So it's
right.
We don't know for definite, but he's stuck in my shirt. It's okay, I got him.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
whatever.
We had to handicap our house. We have steps, like little steps for him to climb up to get into his little hammock, and steps to get out onto the couch in Joe's chair. And we have to level things out so he can hop up into the bed and stuff.
Yeah.
But he lets me know.
We've got like memory foam all over the house, like pads so he can walk on the memory foam because he can't handle hard surfaces very well with his paws. But he's a little.
He gets around.
As you can see,
he just jumped down.
He does his own little thing. So. Yeah. We wanted to introduce Coopur to you because he's so much a big part of our family. We love him so much. So if you've ever got questions about Coopur or us or whatever, as we're going through these podcasts, let us know in the comments. We'll be happy to try to answer any questions.
We want to get to know you. We want you to get to know us. I know that's Coopur. Moving forward, I know that we plan on talking about your fall, how you became paralyzed and your journey back. So that's something to look forward to moving forward with these podcasts. I think maybe we'll talk about moving to Minnesota. We have some stories about how God moved us here and what happened and how we fought, and God was like, nope. And so we have some interesting stories with that. But whatever questions you have or topic you'd like us to talk about, let us know. We would love to hear from you and your thoughts, and also let us know if you have a pet. What's your pet's name?
Yeah.
Do you have a story for your pet? Let us know below in the comments, and it would be really helpful if you would like and share this page, and we would just, Joe and I, we love to work together on projects, since the beginning of our marriage. Nothing's wrong with his vocal cords. Since the beginning of our marriage, we've worked together on stuff, and Joe, I don't know if we mentioned it, but he works on radio. He's a morning show host. And when we're on together on there, we have fun just chewing the fat together.
Yeah.
And so that's why we decided to do this. It's just a way for us to connect and just chew the fat for a little bit of time and share it with you.
Plus, it's either this or watch TV all the time when we're not working. So.
Which you'll probably do after we're done here.
Probably. Anyway.
That's just who we are. Yeah. we're at the same speed of laziness.
So remember, we love you.
God loves you.
And God will keep you forever and ever and ever.
Thanks for watching.